Hello and assalamu alaikum. How are you all? Welcome to the new week and welcome to the new topic. In fact, this topic is the last one of the contents of the research report that we were discussing for the last few weeks. Today, we are going to discuss how to write a literature review. I hope you all are familiar with the term literature review, but what exactly it is and how it is used and how it is worked upon, we are going to discuss this all. Literature review is a very important component of the research report. When we do a research, we always focus upon what has been done in this field before, what others have done in this specific area of research that we are working right now. So this is very important that you not only work on your topic yourself, but you always look on the others' work as well. This is very important. This is something. I must say, is a vital part of conducting a research and writing a research report. So, what exactly is the literature review? If I divide the term literature review into two parts, literature and review. That means literature means every available material that is present, that is already written in your specific area of work, in your specific field. And review is means you are going to review it, means you are going to view it again, you are going to check it, you are going to go through it, you're going to read it, you are going to analyze it, you are going to work upon it. Why? Because you want to know that whatever your work area is, your research area is, as I throughout your research report, I have been giving you an example of the historical architecture. If you're working as a designer, you have thought of researching a historical architecture. What would your approach be? You will be looking upon all and maximum of the work. Obviously, practically this is not possible that that you review everything that has been done, but your approach would be to find the most appropriate material that is present in your in your area of research. So, for example, you are exploring historical architecture, so everything that is present in context of research and historical architecture, you will be exploring that, and you will be working upon that, keeping in mind that you will check what others perspective is, means you want to know what others have done in this, in the angle of historical architecture. So you will be searching on it. Today in this topic we are going to explore, this is not going to be one lecture as the topic is a little longer. We are going to complete this topic in this week's two lectures. And in today's lecture, we will be focusing what exactly is the literature review, what is the importance of literature review, why do we add literature review, and what are the important components that we have to keep in mind while writing a literature review and while doing a literature review. Actually, literature review is not only the writing of it, it's the doing of it. Means we have to read first, then write. Means you have to go through the content written by the others. Going through means reading it. You read it, you analyze it, you get into it, you understand what is being discussed in those papers, in those books, in those whatever the form of literature that material is present in. You read it first, you go through it, you analyze it, you synthesize it, and then you come to a point that you can write about it, that this author has mentioned the historical architecture in this way, this author has discussed the literature, the historical architecture in that way. So basically this is the way literature review is done. First you read it, then you write it. So, starting with the topic, a literature review is a survey of scholarly sources on a specific topic. It provides an overview of current knowledge, allowing you to identify relevant theories, methods, and gaps in the existing research. हमने पहले भी ये बात डिस्कस की थी कि गैप्स इन द एग्जिस्टिंग रिसर्च का मतलब ये है कि इट्स नॉट सो कि आपका टॉपिक आज से पहले किसी ने काम नहीं किया होगा. डेफिनेटली every topic that is explored has been explored. जो काम अब आप कर रहे हो वो पहले भी बहुत लोगों ने किया है. पर्सपेक्टिव डिफरेंट होता है. मैं किसी काम को किसी रिसर्च को किस तरह लेके चलती हूँ would be a little different than the angle of and perspective of another person. So basically, when we do a research, we want to know if this topic has been explored in another perspective by someone, and was there any gap left, means what you are doing and what has been done. जो हो चुका है और जो आप कर रहे हो, क्या वो किसी नॉलेज में इजाफा कर रहा है, मीन्स जो किसी ने किया वो एक एडिशन इनटू नॉलेज था. अब जो आप कर रहे हो, इज इट अ रिपीटिशन और इज इट एन एडिशन इनटू द नॉलेज, मीन्स क्या आप सिर्फ उसमें एड इन तो नहीं करने जा, आप उसमें एड इन कर रहे हो या उसको रिपीट तो नहीं कर रहे हो सिर्फ. व्हाई? बिकॉज रिपीटिंग मीन्स दैट दिस वुड बी अ यूजलेस एफर्ट, आई मस्ट से, एंड एडिंग इन इट, even a small chunk when added is an addition. So basically, when we do a research and when we do a literature review, हमारा focus सारा इस बात पर होता है that we must understand what exactly that we are adding into it. Maybe some topic exactly the way you are exploring it, that has been explored in the same way but in a different field. किसी ने इसी टॉपिक को एक्सप्लोर किया है, for example सिर्फ writing a theoretical thesis, and you are exploring it practically. So जब हमारा एग्जीक्यूटिंग डायरेक्शन चेंज हो जाती है तो भी हम एक एडिशन ही कर रहे होते हैं. सो देयर कैन बी अ लॉट ऑफ वेज दैट वी कैन ऐड while doing research, but this all matters, this all depend on how we conduct the research, how we take our topic. So basically, what literature review is, it's a survey of scholarly sources. हम हर उस आर्टिकल, हर उस बुक, हर उस लिटरेचर को, हर लिखी हुई चीज को स्कॉलरली सोर्स कहते हैं, जो किसी भी रेलेवेंट टॉपिक पर, जो किसी भी दुनिया के टॉपिक पर लिखी गई होती है, पब्लिश की गई होती है बाय सम ऑथेंटिक सोर्सेस. सो दैट इज अ स्कॉलरली सोर्स. सो all the information, all the literature that is present on your specific topic, whatever the scholarly sources are, when you do a survey of that, जब आप उसका एक जायजा लेते हैं, जब आप when you go through that source, that means you are doing a literature review. It actually provides you all the current knowledge, and it allows you to relate your work with different theories, with different methods. And obviously, if you can identify that you with whatever you are doing, you're actually filling a gap from the research that has been done, and the work you are doing, you're actually filling a gap so as the area, the specific area that you are doing research can be explored more. Writing a literature review involves finding relevant publications, such as books and journal articles, critically analyzing them, and explaining what you found. So basically, what is literature review? That what you do is, first, at the first step, you find your relevant sources. Means आपकी आपका अब वो किस तरह करना है वो आगे आपको मैं साथ साथ एक्सप्लेन करती जाऊंगी. But for example, your topic of research is that you are, again, I would say, you are exploring the historical architecture. Now, you will be exploring what is historical architecture, what is the importance of historical architecture. अब इससे relevant जितनी भी publications हैं, either they are in the form of books, either they are in the form of some articles, you will be exploring them. आपको जितने मिलते हैं उतने आप sources इकट्ठे करते हो, and then you critically analyze them, and then you explain what you have found. A good literature review doesn't just summarize sources, it analyzes, it synthesizes, and critically evaluates to give a clear picture of the state of knowledge on the subject. Basically, when we write a literature review, a good chapter written in the context of literature review is the one जिसमें कि आपने सिर्फ दूसरों के लिखे हुए को सिर्फ समराइज नहीं कर देना कि इसने ये कहा है, इसने ये कहा है, इसने ये कहा है, ये पेपर इसके बारे में था, ये किताब इसके बारे में थी. That is a summary. You don't just give summaries. What is important is you analyze their work, you synthesize their work. When I say you synthesize their work means you take out, you try to take out what exactly is being told to you. What is the effort that has been put in writing that work? How that work has been taken? What was the angle in your view, in your opinion? What was the angle? What was the perspective of that researcher? So basically, when you critically evaluate something, you write it in a different manner. You don't summarize just the work of someone. So basically, whatever the subject that has been explored in that specific scholarly article or a book, you will evaluate that, and then you try to analyze what has been researched and explored in that scholarly source. When you write a thesis, dissertation, or research paper, you will have to conduct a literature review to situate your research within existing knowledge. Now, when we say you have to do it, that means it's a compulsion. We all students of any discipline, when they do a research, they have to write a literature review chapter. Why? Because you have to situate your research within existing knowledge. आप जिस भी टॉपिक पर काम कर रहे हो, आपको अपने रीडर को बताना है कि इस स्पेसिफिक एरिया में इससे पहले बहुत ज्यादा रिलेटेबल काम किसने किया हुआ है. Basically, when I say historical architecture, for example, you can find thousands of papers, you can find many books. So is that possible that you can write and you can analyze each one of them? No, it's not practically possible. So what you do, you try to pick out the most relatable ones. वो जो सबसे ज्यादा आपके काम से जो आप कर रहे हो उससे सबसे ज्यादा रिलेट करता है, जो सबसे ज्यादा रिलेट करता होएगा उसको फिर आप इवेलुएट करोगे, उसको फिर आप पढ़ोगे और उसको आप अपने थीसिस में मेंशन करोगे, अपने लिटरेचर रिव्यू के चैप्टर में उसका जिक्र करोगे, उसको मेंशन करोगे, उसको सिंथेसाइज करोगे, इवेलुएट करोगे, एनालाइज करोगे. और बेसिकली इस सबको करने का मकसद क्या है? बिकॉज यू वांट टू सिचुएट योर रिसर्च एज वेल. आप चाहते हो लोगों को बताना कि मेरा काम इस नौयत का है, दिस टाइप ऑफ वर्क आई एम डूइंग, this type of research I'm doing, this is the angle of exploration of my topic. So basically this is the way why we use existing work in any field. Why do we write a literature review? So we are going to discuss that why do we write a literature review. The literature review gives you a chance. What chance? To demonstrate your familiarity with the topic and scholarly context. Basically, when you do a literature review, what exactly are you doing? You are actually getting familiar with the topic that you are exploring. In a way, it helps you a lot to understand your work as well. When you analyze others' works, you get a lot of help for for your work. So basically this is why that we want to we want to know about exactly what our topic is and what is the scholarly context of our topic. So that is what we want to get familiar with, that we want to know what exactly our topic is. Develop a theoretical framework and methodology for your research. When you review others' works, what exactly are you doing? You are building, you are developing a theoretical framework of for your work. आप एक बैकग्राउंड इकट्ठा कर रहे होते हो कि ये सब काम इसी एरिया में हो चुका है और अब इस पर मेरा काम आगे बेस करने जा रहा है. And methodology for your research, and what angle you use to explore your topic, वो उसको भी बहुत सपोर्ट मिलता है जब आप लिटरेचर रिव्यू के साथ चलते हो. Position yourself in relation to other researchers and theorists. So basically दूसरों ने इस टॉपिक को कैसे एक्सप्लोर किया है, how they have given different theories on this specific area. You can position yourself in a very good manner, because with the clarity you will understand that this is they have explored, this is what I'm going to explore. So you will be in a position to position yourself in a specific context, in a specific area. What exactly are you going to do in this specific field? Show how your research addresses a gap or contributes to a debate. So basically, sometimes you add into it, or sometimes you fill a gap. So basically, for example, if you say that a lot has been done in the context of like again historical architecture की बात करें, तो historical architecture में बहुत photography हुई है, बहुत टेक्सटाइल्स पे काम हुआ है, मोटिव्स बहुत उठाए जाते हैं, टेक्सटाइल्स पे भी अप्लाई किए जाते हैं, बहुत काम हुआ है as far as the museums are concerned, as the excavations of historical sites are concerned, the exploration of restoration, बहुत सारा कुछ हो चुका है. But maybe you can say that fashion designers have taken less inspiration from the historical architectures, from the structure, from the motives that are present there. And maybe the fashion designers have done a lot of work as well, but you are exploring them in what manner? For example, you are exploring that in sort of Western attires. You are exploring them in creating some, like you can say that bridal wear is made a lot in the using the historical architecture, but I am going to use them in casual wear, for example. I'm going to use them in Western outfits, for example. So these are the areas. And now this is exploring a topic in another angle. So when you will be doing it, you will be exploring the fashion design as well. You will be exploring the fashion designers as well. Have they done it? Have they explored it? So basically, this increases the areas and horizons where your literature review can take you. There are 5 key steps. Now we are going to discuss the 5 key steps that we use, that we take to write a good and effective literature review. What those steps are? Number 1 is search for relevant literature. Obviously, when you select a topic of research, now you know what your topic of research is. So according to that topic, you search for relevant literature. Then you evaluate sources. आपने किन sources से वो literature लिया है, you evaluate those sources. Number 3 is identify themes, debates, and gaps. Then at the third stage, you are going to identify where exactly your work stand. जो आप करने जा रहे हो या आप कर रहे हो, वो कहाँ stand करता है. Then number 4 is outline the structure. Now you are going to write your literature review chapter. So you will outline the structure, that how are you going to write your chapter? What exactly are you going to mention first? Then what next? You are going to outline what would be the structure of your chapter of literature review. And then finally, you will write your literature review. So these are the 5 steps that you have to, the 5 key steps that you have to keep in mind while writing the literature review chapter. If I say the first 3 steps are the doings, or are actually it's the reading part, and the next 2 are the doing part. So basically, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the first 2 key components and key steps of writing the literature review. And I must say, and I must tell you, that these are the most important. These are the most important. ये 2 समझ आ जाएं तो आपको समझ आ जाएगा कि आपने literature review का chapter लिखना कैसे है. So moving on to the first step, that is search for relevant literature. So your step 1 is searching for the relevant literature. Before you begin searching for literature, you need a clearly defined topic. Yes. Sometimes this happens that a vague idea comes to our mind, and we say that let's explore some literature on that. Now you are going to explore the literature, and you exactly don't know what you want to do. So that is a little wrong. I will say. First, clarify yourself what exactly your topic is. आप जिस पर रिसर्च करना चाहते हो या जिस पर रिसर्च करने वाले हो वो बहुत क्लियर होना चाहिए आपके अपने पास, because if you have that clearly defined topic, only then you will know how to take it, what to look for, what to search for, what kind of articles or what kind of books can help you to get exactly onto the topic that you are actually looking for. So basically this is very important, that you must have a very clear idea, you have a very clear mind of what your exact topic is. If you are writing the literature review section of a dissertation, you will search for literature related to your research problem and questions. Now, um, when I say that I am writing a research report, a dissertation, that means I have a problem statement. Now, when I have a problem statement, this problem statement doesn't have one single issue to be discussed. Maybe my research questions, my research statement is actually giving me keywords. We call them keywords. What those keywords are? History, architecture, design. For example, मेरा topic है exploring the intricate designs of historical architecture of Lahore. ये मेरा topic है. Intricate designs is a keyword. Historical architecture is a keyword. Historical architecture of Lahore is a keyword. Historical architecture of Lahore is a keyword. I have got 5 keywords. Now, against these keywords, I will be able to explore and find out the scholarly articles. And in that way, I'll be having too many articles. बहुत कुछ मटेरियल निकल आएगा जो मुझे डिजाइन में एड करेगा, जो मुझे हिस्ट्री के बारे में बताएगा, मुझे आर्किटेक्चर के बारे में बताएगा, मुझे लाहौर के हिस्टोरिकल आर्किटेक्चर के बारे में बताएगा, मुझे हिस्टोरिकल आर्किटेक्चर इन जनरल बताएगा. पूरी दुनिया में हिस्टोरिकल आर्किटेक्चर बनता है. सो बेसिकली व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज व्हाट दैट वी हैव अ टॉपिक, we have research questions. Out of all that, I take some keywords, and when I have those keywords, against those keywords, I will be searching my scholarly content. And that is basically building up a background, building up a strong base for my research. Research question example. We are going to discuss a research question example. यू विल बी, मैं वैसे तो साथ साथ आपको बता रही हूँ, इसमें एक और डिफरेंट एग्जांपल दी हुई थी तो उसमें मैंने सोचा कि आपके साथ ये भी डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल आपका रिसर्च टॉपिक है व्हाट इज द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ सोशल मीडिया ऑन बॉडी इमेज अमंग जनरेशन Z. I have taken this example from some internet site that was a good site. They had a very good information related to different research writing methods. So this is the topic, for example, what is the impact of social media on body image among generation Z? So when you explore, when you have to find out and search some scholarly articles on this topic, what you have to do, make a list of keywords. As I told you, as I just have told you, what are the keywords? Make a list of keywords. Now, out of this topic, if you look at this, start by creating a list of keywords related to your research question. Include each of the key concepts or variables you are interested in and list any synonyms and related terms. अच्छा, एक बहुत मजे का जो step होता है वो ये है कि sometimes there is a word that we are not actually getting any information on that. Sometimes students come to me and say, ma'am, I'm actually get tired of, I'm not finding anything on this topic. So what I suggest them, find synonyms of that. Means आप उसका सिमिलर मीनिंग का एक और वर्ड ले लो, आप उस वर्ड पर ढूंढ के देखो, sometimes बहुत कुछ मिल जाता है. So this is a good way to find out a material according to your topic, is that list any synonyms and any related terms to your topic. Okay, going back to the topic. What is the impact of social media on body image among Generation Z? Now, if I try to pick out the keywords, social media. When I say social media is my keyword, now based on social media, as many social medias as you can explore, there are many, we all know what are the social platforms that we are using right now. So you can explore all those social media. Then what is body image? You have to know what is body image. Then what is Generation Z? So these are my keywords of this topic. Out of this topic, I have selected my keywords, and then on my keywords, I will search for the scholarly articles. And on every keyword, when I will be finding my scholarly articles, I will go through them, read them, and get an idea how they have used this. And when that would be मुझे जब समझ आ जाएगी कि ये सारा इन सब ने इन सारी चीजों को कैसे यूज किया है, उसके एंड पे फिर आप खुद उसको समराइज करते हो कि ये सब कुछ इस तरह से यूज हुआ है, एंड आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लोर इट इन दिस वे. आई होप यू गेट इट. ओके, कीवर्ड एग्जांपल. सोशल मीडिया, एज आई से, फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम, ट्विटर, स्नैपचैट, टिकटॉक, मतलब ये सब आपके सोशल मीडिया के प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं. तो आप इनमें से जितने एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हो कर सकते हो. Body image. What is the body image? Body image, for the term body image, researcher ने body image term को कैसे use किया है? According to the researcher, the body image is self perception. आप अपने बारे में क्या सोचते हो? Body image means आपका अपना क्या perception है? Self esteem. आपको क्या चीज इंस्पायर करती है? क्या ऐसी चीज है जो आपकी सेल्फ एस्टीम का, सेल्फ प्रेज का, सेल्फ सेटिस्फेक्शन का बायस बनती है? मेंटल हेल्थ. These all are the terms that the researcher has taken for the body image. मैं रिसर्चर हूं, तो मे भी मैं बॉडी इमेज के लिए इन तीन की जगह कोई और वर्ड्स यूज कर लूं. नाउ व्हाट आर दीज वर्ड्स? दीज आर द रिलेटेड टर्म्स टू द बॉडी इमेज. अगर मैं हर दफा सिर्फ स्कॉलरली आर्टिकल्स को सर्च करने के लिए हर दफा मैं सिर्फ बॉडी इमेज डाल के ढूंढती रहूं, तो हो सकता है कि मुझे बॉडी इमेज पर एक आर्टिकल मिल जाएगा, 2 आर्टिकल मिल जाएंगे, और उसके बाद आई विल से कि आई एम नॉट फाइंडिंग एनीथिंग ऑन बॉडी इमेज. बट if I translate the term body image into self perception, जैसे इसमें किया है researcher ने, self perception, self esteem and your mental health, now you can get a lot of articles on mental health, you can get a lot of articles on self esteem, you can get a lot of articles on self perception. Self esteem, mental health, ज्यादा किन लोगों ने explore किया होगा? Social scientists, psychologists. So now you are actually adding a lot of different perspectives into your research, and this is the main actually crux of the research. कि जब आप किसी चीज को एक्सप्लोर करते हो, तो आप अपनी एक इंडिविजुअल सीधी सी दुनिया में रहकर नहीं, तुम डिजाइन के स्टूडेंट हो, आप फैशन एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हो, तो सिर्फ फैशन में रहकर हम काम कर रहे हैं, हमने तो उसका साइकोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट देखा ही नहीं. You have taken a social topic and you haven't explored the social aspect of that topic. So what is the use of doing work on that? So basically, this is where the literature review plays its part. आपके पास उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में जितनी इंफॉर्मेशन इकट्ठी होती है, उन सारी इंफॉर्मेशन के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में फिर आप अपना पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बिल्ड करते हो. So Generation Z, teenagers, adolescents, youth. So for Generation Z, अब आप Generation Z डालकर ढूंढो, तो हो सकता है कि आपको 10 आर्टिकल मिल जाएं, 20 आर्टिकल मिल जाएं. अच्छा, समटाइम्स आप कहते हो कि they're enough, but why not to search और लोगों का पर्सपेक्टिव क्या है? मे बी किसी ने जनरेशन जी की तरह ना उसको लिखा हो, किसी ने टीनेजर्स करके बात की हो, तो हो सकता है तुम्हें ज्यादा रिलेटेड मटेरियल मिल जाए. टीनेजर्स, एडोलेसेंट्स, यूथ, किसी ने इस तरह से किसी चीज को एक्सप्लोर किया होगा, तो you might get some more information, very interesting information. So basically, this is how you build your keywords. You use the words directly. एंड अब सोशल मीडिया डालते जाओगे तो सोशल मीडिया पे हो सकता है सारे आर्टिकल तुम्हें फेसबुक पे मिलते जाए. व्हाई नॉट टू सर्च फॉर इंस्टाग्राम एज वेल? कुछ लोगों ने स्कॉलरली आर्टिकल लिखे हैं इंस्टाग्राम पे, तो हो सकता है आपको मिल जाए, आपको ट्विटर पे मिल जाए, आपको टिकटॉक पे मिल जाए, स्नैपचैट पे मिल जाए. बट तुम सिर्फ सोशल मीडिया ही डालती रहोगे क्योंकि तुम्हारी रिसर्च टॉपिक में सोशल मीडिया मेंशन हुआ हुआ है, तो तुम सिर्फ सोशल मीडिया डालती रहोगी तो मे भी तुम्हें जो आर्टिकल्स मिलते हैं वो सारे किसी एक सोशल मीडिया ही को डिस्कस करते हैं. सो to widen your scope of study, to widen the perspective of your study, you always find some related terms to your keywords as well. I hope you understand how to build the keywords and how to find out the related terms related to your keywords. Some useful databases to search for journals and articles include your university's library catalog, Google Scholar, JSTOR, EBSCO, Project Muse. Project Muse, especially it's a website. It means it's a link or it's a portal where you exactly get the topics related to humanities and social sciences. So basically, these are the for finding some research articles, for finding some research journals and books. Different. First, if you have a good university library, you go there. Sometimes you have different libraries where you get a membership there, and for exploring their books. Then Google Scholar is a very good source where you search for different articles. JSTOR, EBSCO, these are the links, and these are all the portals that you can use to explore your research. And to find sources that contain more than one keyword. For example, social media and body image and generation Z. वही बात है कि and to find sources that contain more than one keyword. आपने इनके अलावा जो keywords निकाले हैं, जो और वो निकाले हैं, आप उनसे related भी sources को explore कर सकते हो. Or to find sources that contain one of a range of synonyms. For example, Generation Z or teenagers or adolescents, they are just explaining exactly what I have explained to you. Means instead of just using the Generation Z, why not to use teenagers? Why not to use adolescents? You will get many material, many scholarly articles on that as well. So, coming to the step 2, that is evaluate and select sources. Now you have made your keywords. Now is the second step, that you are going to explore your sources and you are going to explore those sources to find out the scholarly articles. You probably won't be able to read absolutely everything that has been written on the topic. Yes, this is not possible. You will have to evaluate which sources are most relevant to your question. I guess I've explained this a little while before, that everything that is present in your area of research, this is next to impossible that you go through all of it. Obviously, we humanly this is not possible, but what is possible is to find out the most relevant work done on your topic. For example, as I said, if you just explore the social media, maybe you get hundreds of papers written on Facebook. But is this wise that you use just the papers written on Facebook? Because Facebook is not the only social media. You have to explore some others as well. Yes, maybe if you have limit your study on just one or two or three, then you obviously have to just look for that. But if you are using the term social media means there are a lot of things that can be explored in that specific area. So basically, this is how you take your topic. Make sure the sources you use are credible, and make sure you read any landmark studies and major theories in your field of research. Basically, whenever you select a source, something is very important, and that is that you select a credible source. You do not select a source which is not properly published, which is not properly taken by any website. What happens is that that source is not actually reliable, so you usually don't take those sources. The scope of your review will depend on your topic and discipline. But in the humanities, you might take a long historical perspective, for example, to trace how a concept has changed in meaning over time. Means the scope of your review will depend on your topic and discipline, yes, whatever your topic is, whatever the area of research that you're exploring, आपका review उसी पर depend करेगा. But in the humanities, जैसे कि आप लोगों की research है, ये sometimes इसका एक थोड़ा लंबा perspective भी हो सकता है. Means maybe in the 70s फैशन की किसी टर्म का बिल्कुल कोई और मीनिंग होता हो, 80s में वो बिल्कुल और मीनिंग चेंज हो गया, 90s में वो कुछ और मीनिंग हो गया. जैसे मतलब साइंसेस में जो एक टर्म यूज होती है वो ऑल थ्रू द डेकेड्स उस टर्म का मतलब नहीं चेंज हो जाता, बट फॉर यू इन ह्यूमैनिटीज बहुत सारी टर्मिनोलॉजी अपना मीनिंग चेंज कर लेती है ओवर द इयर्स. सो इफ दैट इज हैपनिंग, you have to take that overview as well. You can find out how many times an article has been cited on Google Scholar. A high citation count means the article has been influential in the field and should certainly be included in your literature review. ये बहुत important है. ये जरूर आप check करें that how many times this article has been cited. कितनी दफा लोगों ने इसका reference लिया है, वो उस पे mention आ जाता है कि how many times this article has been visited. Because as many times that article has been cited, this makes actually this makes that article more influential. उससे पता ये चलता है कि ये article ज़्यादा impactful है. So you must use that article in your literature review. But that doesn't mean कि जो article बहुत ज़्यादा cite नहीं हुआ है वो इतना अच्छा नहीं है. आपको मतलब बहुत relatable कोई topic कोई article मिला है तो why not to go through it? But it's more good that you cite those articles which are used more. Take notes and cite your sources. As you read, you should also begin the writing process. Take notes that you can later incorporate into the text of your literature review. Now, the step is after going through, you're reading many articles. But now, doesn't it come to your mind that I must save this information as well now? I must also start my writing process. I must start to cite these sources as well. साथ में अपने notes बनाना शुरू कर दें, अपने text में अपने literature review के chapter में ये सारे sources use करना शुरू कर दें. This author has explored this topic this way, और उसके बाद आप उसका काम लिख सकते हो, उसने किस तरह से उसको use किया है, इस तरह से आप उसको लिखना शुरू कर देते हो. It is important to keep track of your sources with citations. It can be helpful to make a bibliography where you compile full citation information and write a paragraph of summary and analysis for each source. This helps you remember what you read and saves time later in the process. This is a very important step. When you write the literature review, when you take different articles, you must add in your literature review where have you taken this citation from. ये पैराग्राफ आपने मेंशन किया कि इस ऑथर ने ये लिखा, कौन है वो ऑथर, उसकी क्या इंफॉर्मेशन है, उसकी बुक का नाम क्या है, उसका आर्टिकल का नाम क्या है, वो आर्टिकल पब्लिश कब हुआ है. दिस ऑल इंफॉर्मेशन इज प्रेजेंट ऑन दैट आर्टिकल, बट यू हैव टू राइट दैट citation. जो आप वर्ड का यूज करते हो सॉफ्टवेयर अपने लैपटॉप्स में, सिस्टम्स में, आपके वर्ड के अंदर आपके पास ऑप्शन होती है साइटेशंस ऐड करने की. जब आप उसको क्लिक करते हो, देयर इज अ प्रॉपर वे. वो ऑब्वियसली whoever will guide you in writing your research report will tell you how to add those citations. वो आप किस तरह डालते हो, bibliography आप किस तरह बनाते जाते हो. एंड पे आपके thesis में a strong bibliography is actually make your work very strong. So this is very, very important. You can use citation generator to quickly create correct and consistent APA citations. APA is basically different sources हैं जिनके accordingly हमारे humanities के thesis आमतौर पर APA के accordingly cite किए जाते हैं. आपका जो साइटेशन का जनरेटर है आपके वर्ड में, उसमें उसको आप आराम से यूज करके आप अपनी साइटेशंस को प्रॉपर अपडेट रख सकते हो। साथ के साथ आप उसमें अपनी इंफॉर्मेशन डालते जाओगे तो आपका एंड पर सारा सोर्स अपडेटेड होगा। आपको किस तरह से राइटर का नाम डालना है, किस तरह से क्या करना है, आई गेस आई विल गाइड यू गाइज इन योर interactive class as well. So this is your today's. We have discussed the two key processes of writing your research of your literature review chapter. In the next lecture, inshallah, we'll be discussing the rest of the three, and I hope आपको एक बेहतर आइडिया हुआ होगा what exactly is the literature review, what is the importance of literature review, and how do we write it step by step. So the first two steps we have discussed. First, you have to find out what exactly, if I go to that table, you must search for the relevant literature and then you evaluate what your sources are. Today we have discussed these two key steps. In the next class, inshallah, we'll be discussing the rest of the three. I hope you will be much clear about today's lecture. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.